Social Justice and Linguistic Human Rights in Dual Language Programs by Lucia Butaro at Delphi University, Garden City, New York, USA, presented by Emmanuel Ayala. So this reading proposed by the subject of practice number 4 aims to see the way a big country and multiculturally formed as the United States has a great rate of not only migrants but also national borns that speak another language besides the one imposed by society, not meaning that the country itself has a native or established language by law. This is a phenomenon that happens. This is one of the some few countries in the world that has this particular characteristic, which is not having a established language because of the many languages that are widely spoken in the American territory, North American territory. So right now the documents present a large variety of arguments of why bilingualism is good not only for population and culturality, but also for even the brains and the minds of people. One of the main or the first things we find, it's the aim of promoting bilingualism. This is now a concern that the governments have around the world, not only in the United States but also here in Colombia, that proposed that the Ministry of Education in Colombia, that is willing and aiming to convert Colombia a bilingual school, but at this point in the United States it's just a matter of people understanding that it is okay to speak another language. It is okay to have a non-American language, because culturality is totally to be respected. So the American government is aiming to open the doors for other minorities to be free to use any given language. So the government has started some programs to help people and schools and children work on that. Another very important item found in the reading is that students may learn a second language better when their first one is respected. Of course, we see now all these phenomena of the bullying and the problems these actions may cause to the minds of the children. It is widely known that it can intercept further educational processes, even development in life. It could also cause health issues at some point. So when the person is free to speak with no restrictions their native language, their first language, which is not the English, with the fellows, it's easier to have confidence and to try to develop new skills, communicational skills, as kids. So when culture is respected, they will feel motivated to spread it among peers. bilingual phobia is something that has been happening in schools in America. Because there may be some rejection for the unknown culture and the unexpected, mostly because of arguments of security, which people think that anybody that won't speak perfect English may be a terrorist or something, or may be part of a non-desired community. And that is something that has to be broken from the schools with education. So the English only was proposed by some presidents after the Second World War, where it's not okay to speak in codes when people don't trust regular population don't believe that having a different code to communicate may be helpful. Instead, might be really harmful for society. That is the disadvantage of the ignorance in terms of not knowing what the other person means or tries to make. Then we have the advantages of speaking a second language is widely spread by, for example, Rodolfo Ginás, who is one of the main scientifics of our era, Colombian neurosurgeon who is still alive, working for the education of the brain. So, in his research, he says that speaking another language could help the brain retain knowledge for the future, even in later years. So it's not only because it will make people smarter. Cultural aspects in the Latino community, the reading says that the Latino community is one of the ones that has the lowest ratio of integrants, attempting to continue their education to higher level after school. Also, this is one of the communities that has the most or the biggest number of dropouts. Make you feel competent only to avoid dropouts. This is only another couple of aspects that society hasn't understood yet, and it's that making you competent to select the elite will make others feel that they're not able or capable, and that increases the amount of dropping out. And to finish, here we have some strategies that work in bilingual classroom. For example, English learners, ESL and Spanish learners need to be immersed in the text. That means that making the readings and the lectures to be attracted to all kinds of population. Another way of engaging students could be giving all the tools that students need to be interested in topics. For example, the way texts are made to help population participate in them. Pretty much what we have here is that making students aware of the need of sharing knowledge with others and using opportunities to apply their skills is something that will build them as individuals in a society that is absolutely competitive and that needs the best of the best to be part of something later on in life. To finish, here we have some references, mostly taken from the reading, which are plenty. So this is it for now. We'll see in another time.